The U-Haul truck wasn't even fully backed up to the driveway when the screaming started. "You cannot park that monstrosity here. It's a clear violation of Article 7, Section B, Subsection 4 of the Covenants." Seriously? We'd been here for exactly 3 minutes. The sun beating down on the asphalt already making the air thick and wavy. Was this woman for real? This was my introduction to Deborah, the self-appointed queen of Harmony Oaks, but everyone else just called her Karen. I sighed, the hot, stale air tasting like dust and frustration, and put down the heavy dolly I was wrestling. I wiped the sweat dripping into my eye. "Ma'am, with all due respect, we're moving in right now. I just bought the property. The truck will be gone within 6 hours. Tops." Deborah, her face already a blotchy crimson that perfectly matched her ill-fitting tracksuit, took a sharp, dramatic step onto the damp, newly watered lawn. Splat. 6 hours is 6 hours too long. You're crushing the designated common area grass. And look at that eyesore. Are you even authorized to operate a vehicle of that magnitude in a residential area? I am calling the management and the police. Her voice was sharp, grating, like fingernails dragging across a chalkboard, making the other movers pause and look away nervously. What an absolutely terrible first impression. Why couldn't she just let me move in peace? I felt my blood pressure rise. I had been looking forward to this house for months, and here I was, not even unpacked, already in a heated dispute. "Listen, I understand you're concerned about the rules, but I'm trying to unload $50,000 worth of furniture. Could we maybe discuss this after I secure my belongings?" I asked, keeping my voice low and even, the effort making my jaw clench. That's when she really lost it. Her eyes narrowed to venomous slits. "Don't you dare tell me to wait. This is my neighborhood, and you clearly have no respect for property values." She started dramatically waving her hands, knocking a small, empty moving box I had set aside flying across the pavement. "This is unacceptable behavior. I demand you move this truck right now." A secondary twist was brewing. My friend Mike, a gentle giant who was helping me move, stepped forward, his eyes wide with disbelief. "Hey lady, chill out. You're harassing him." That was the trigger. Deborah instantly spun, pointing a manicured, shaking finger at him. "Oh, I'm being harassed? You just threatened me. I feel unsafe. You people are destroying this neighborhood." Then, in a moment that was simultaneously shocking and almost comical, she lunged at me. She didn't swing, but she grabbed my arm, her nails digging in slightly, trying to pull me toward the truck bumper, shouting, "Move this! Now!" Quickly pulled my arm back, stunned. Did she just physically assault me? She saw her opportunity and instantly switched tactics. The volume dropped, but the performance went from a bad reality show to high tragedy. She stumbled backward, clutching her wrist, tears magically welling up. "He pushed me. He attacked me. This man assaulted an elderly resident," she wailed, collapsing slightly onto the meticulously maintained sod. I was paralyzed. The movers froze. Mike muttered, "What the absolute hell?" The neighborhood was suddenly silent. The only sound the distant, rhythmic thwack 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 of a sprinkler nearby and the frantic, shallow breaths coming from Deborah. The stench of her cheap, floral perfume suddenly seemed overwhelming in the humid air. "That's it," I said, pulling out my phone. My hands were shaking, not from fear, but from a cold, righteous fury. "You know what? You called the cops, but I'm calling them too. Because that was physical assault and I need a report." By the time the two officers, Officer Jones and Officer Chun, arrived 20 minutes later, thank God for the air-conditioned car, Deborah was a vision of wronged innocence. She was sitting on a folding chair Mike had reluctantly given her, dabbing at her dry eyes with a tissue. She launched into her pre-rehearsed narrative. "I simply requested that he adhere to the Homeowners Association regulations, and he became volatile. He was yelling. He pushed me when I went to inspect the damage to the sod, and his accomplice threatened me. My poor wrist." I watched the officers' faces. They'd seen this show before, but a physical complaint was serious. Officer Jones turned to me, his face neutral. "Sir, what is your side of the story? Did you make physical contact with the complainant?" The feeling of injustice was a suffocating, heavy blanket. The sheer audacity of her lie made my stomach twist. I wanted to scream, but I kept my composure. This was the moment for the truth, for the subtle, powerful twist I had prepared months ago. "Officer," I began, taking a deep, calming breath. I did not lay a finger on her. She approached me, grabbed my arm, and attempted to pull me. She then fabricated this entire story. I paused, letting the statement hang in the still air. "But you don't have to take my word for it." Deborah flinched, a flicker of genuine terror crossing her face before she quickly masked it with a sniffle. I gestured up toward the corner of my new garage, where a small, almost invisible dome was mounted under the eaves. My security system records 24/7. It covers the entire driveway and the first 30 feet of the lawn. Captures everything, officer. The audio, the video, the moment she grabbed me, and the moment she dramatically staged her fall. The air shifted, suddenly dense with potential energy. Officer Chun, who had been listening to Mike and the movers, stepped closer, his eyebrows raised. "You have video evidence of the entire exchange?" "Every second of it," I confirmed, a small, grim smile forming on my face. "It's time-stamped, saved to the cloud, and easily accessible from my phone right now." Deborah's performance completely collapsed. The color drained from her face, leaving her a sickly gray. She suddenly stopped rubbing her wrist and stood up, stumbling, muttering something about needing to check on her garden gnomes. Officer Jones looked at her, then back at me. "Ma'am, please stay here. Mr. Alex, can you show us that footage?" 5 minutes later, standing under the oppressive afternoon sun, we were all crowded around my phone. The high-definition video played, clear as day. You could hear every word, see her aggressive lunge, and my immediate reaction to pull away. Then the almost instantaneous shift, the theatrical clutching of the wrist and the exaggerated, careful half-tumble onto the lawn, all while Mike stood several feet away, hands visible and empty. It was undeniable. It was the perfect, damning evidence. Officer Jones looked up, his expression hardening as he looked at Deborah, who now looked like a ghost who had just been caught trying to haunt a bank vault. "Ma'am, we have footage here that directly contradicts your sworn statement. You are now under investigation for making a false police report and simple battery." Deborah tried one last, desperate plea. But the homeowners association rules. The aesthetics." Officer Chun calmly interjected. "The homeowners association rules don't supersede state law, ma'am. You physically initiated contact and then lied to us. That's a serious issue." Watching them take her statement, her frantic protests becoming muffled and weak, was a wave of pure, sweet relief. The movers cheered quietly. The air suddenly felt lighter, the heat less stifling. The message was clear. There are consequences for weaponizing your entitlement and fabricating a victim narrative. In that moment, surrounded by my boxes and the dust of a new beginning, I felt the sharp, satisfying sting of justice. A powerful reminder that sometimes, the only thing a bully needs to be defeated is the unblinking eye of the truth. Never let anyone try to push you around and silence your truth. What are you going to stand up for today?